Hello people, it's your boy Osman back again with another video. Manchester United v Everton at 4:30 today at Old Trafford. It's going to be an interesting game because we are currently sat in 10th. If we lose this game, there's a strong chance we could be 11th. So let me just give you some facts. If we lose this game, we potentially could be 11th. We would be 10 points off 5th, not 4th, 5th, and also we'll be 12 points behind Liverpool. And it's only 10 games in the season. If that is not sackable stats, I don't know what is. But we're not going to talk about Jose Mourinho. We're going to talk about how we can win this game, and we're going to talk about opposition, of course, Everton Football Club, who are currently on a decent run of form. Let's talk about ourselves. Firstly, just want to mention David De Gea's contract negotiations. First and foremost, if De Gea leaves, I have got no qualms with him whatsoever because he deserves to be challenging for the highest honours in football, club football basically, Champions League, the league title, whatever it may be. Because to be honest with you, he's a world-class goalkeeper and he's done more than enough for Man United. He doesn't owe us anything. If anything, he has stayed long enough because it's been an absolute shambles in the last couple of years. To be honest with you, I've never actually said that about a player before. I've never said a player deserves to leave Man United because most of the times we have been competing and most of the times we actually are a big club. But at the moment, the last 6 years since the great Sir Alex, we're a relevant club. Let's make no mistake about it. So if David De Gea was to leave, for me personally, I won't have anything against him. My only concern or my only sort of calm with the whole issue is Jose Mourinho's comments saying that he isn't confident that David De Gea is going to sign. For me personally, even if you do believe that, which is fair enough, Jose Mourinho's probably right, he isn't confident, but why say it? It's going to put a negative downer on the Man United players first and foremost because everyone knows that he is the best keeper in the world, if not the top 2 or 3 max. Top 3 max. He's definitely up there either way. So all the players are automatically looking to Jose Mourinho's sort of press conference thinking that's a massive negative for us. If we lose someone of David De Gea's ilk, God knows what's going to happen to the club. It just doesn't, project positivity. And this is one of the reasons I really have disliked Jose Mourinho, especially after the Sevilla game. It's been negative. All he ever seems to project is negativity. Yes, there's a couple of occasions where he promotes positivity, but I'd say 95% of the time it's negativity. And this is one of the reasons that I was massively disappointed with Jose Mourinho because when we first signed Jose, I've always loved Jose Mourinho. What he did at Inter Milan, the knee slide, when he ran on the pitch and he was like running around with this. I used to love Jose Mourinho and his passion. We unfortunately have not seen that Man United. For some reason, he has been very negative here, and he's not showing his charismatic side, his cheeky side, what he was at Chelsea. So sadly, we have not seen that. Man United, I think that's probably the biggest sort of upset, to be honest with you, regardless of his football, because we kind of expected that. It's just the fact that we haven't seen his charismatic side, which is what I thought we were buying initially. Anyways, David De Gea's had to come out and sort of squash those sort of comments from Jose Mourinho, basically saying I don't really care about my contract, I focus on the club, I love the club. And he shouldn't have to come out and say that, but he's been forced to do that because Jose Mourinho should have squashed those comments himself. It's just a bit pathetic, to be honest with you. Also, Antonio Martial has rejected a contract. Can you really blame him? Honest to God, Jose Mourinho, well, the rumours going around on social media is if Sanchez was fit, Martial would not be playing, which is, I'm laughing because it's that ridiculous. How can you drop Martial for Sanchez? I just don't get it. It's just baffling. I literally have no other words to say about that. To say that Martial would not be playing if Sanchez was fit, that would have been an absolute madness, especially with likes of Rashford and Lukaku playing over him. Anyways, going into the game itself, I'm going to start with my lineup. This is the lineup I would personally go for. I know this is not going to happen. I don't know if I should do Jose's on my lineup. I don't know. Anyways, this is the lineup I would go for. De Gea in there. De Gea, Ashley Young. Centre-back partnership. Just keep it the same. Lindelof and Smalling. And left-back Luke Shaw. Very straightforward. You don't need to make too many changes. I know Valencia might be fit, but even then I wouldn't change it. Just to keep a bit of consistency. In the middle of the park, I'm going to stick to 4-3-3. I'm going to say Pereira in the pivot, which is basically where Michael Carrick played. All you ask him to do, collect the ball from the defence and play a forward pass, move the ball quickly. I would play Pereira, Fred and Pogba. That is not going to happen. It's more like it's going to be Matic, Fellaini and Pogba. For me personally, that's why we're going to lose the game. I will go into that in a second. But anyways, I'll go for Pereira, Fred and Pogba. A lot of energy, a lot of movement off the ball, the ability to move the ball quickly. That is what is going to win us this game against Everton. But sadly, Jose Mourinho won't do that. Anyways, up top, I would have to go for Martial, Lukaku and Rashford, only because they're the only options we have currently got. You could make a case for Juan Mata playing, obviously, because he's been fantastic. So I wouldn't mind if it was like Mata, Pereira and Pogba. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I just think Fred has to be playing. For me personally, I just don't understand what the situation is there. Also, you could play with Mata on the right, but again, I don't really prefer him on the right because he tends to drift in, and the only way that would work is if you've got a fullback that naturally just keeps going up and down. So that's sort of like, I don't want to say it, but like a Kyle Walker who's consistently going to be up and down to give us that width, because obviously Mata is not going to offer us that width, which kind of, you know, makes us easy to play against really. But yeah, so regarding the front three, I don't want Lukaku to be playing. However, we have not got any other options at the moment. Regarding Rashford as well, I've said it many times, he's currently not on the best of form. He's currently not, you know, he's not covering himself in any glory at the moment, really, let's be honest. But he is very young, so I'm going to keep faith in Rashford in that sense. But he does have to improve massively. There's so many things about his game that I don't really like at the moment. His decision making being the most important one. His delivery into the box isn't good, but then again, he's a striker, he's a winger. We don't really know at the moment because he's not really shining in either. Yeah, so just regarding the lineup, there's not much you can change. There's a couple of things, maybe Mata instead of like a central midfielder. Anyways, going into the Everton team, their main threats for me personally in this game is going to be Gylfi Sigurdsson. Obviously they've got other people in their team that can hurt us, but Gylfi Sigurdsson, this guy, his dead ball sort of ability, his ability to deliver from a dead ball is the thing that's going to cause us the most problems. You've seen the last couple of games how much we've suffered from set pieces, and honest to God, I can't see it being rectified so quickly within such a short period of time. We suffered against Juventus, we suffered against the teams that we played prior to Juventus. It just seems like every time a ball gets put into the box, I think it was Chelsea, in fact, yeah, we suffered against Chelsea as well, obviously conceding one, and conceding so many opportunities that David Luiz should have scored as well, and they ended up getting the second one from set piece as well, kind of. But yeah, just in general, we're struggling from set pieces. Gylfi Sigurdsson's one, probably the best dead ball specialist in the flipping league, up there with obviously Ericsson, of course. Yeah, he's going to cause us a lot of problems. I think they can definitely get at us from corners, free kicks, that kind of thing. So that's going to be a major threat. Also threats from Everton, of course, are Richarlison, who is in fine form. He's a very good player. I think at the moment he's playing in strike. They do tend to play a 4-2-3-1, but in their 4-2-3-1 it's very dynamic. There's a lot of movement off the ball. But yeah, like I said, Gylfi Sigurdsson in that number 10 role, we need to make sure someone is on him because he's going to be pulling the strings. And a bit like what Maddison did for Leicester against us, he's going to be finding those pockets of space in and around the back four. It's very important that somebody stays on him and obviously doesn't allow him to dictate and have space, because if he has space, he will punish us. He's very similar to Ericsson, to be honest. Also, they got Theo Walcott. For me personally, he's kind of underappreciated because he does a lot of movement off the ball, a lot of runs in behind. Again, Luke Shaw has to be on his best game here because obviously Theo Walcott's got a lot of pace. If you give him half a yard, he's going to be able to outpace you, and they've got the ability to hit the ball in behind, which is something sadly we don't do enough. But anyways, Theo Walcott will get in behind consistently throughout the game or try to stretch the play. So again, that will give space for Gylfi Sigurdsson and benefit the other players around him. Obviously Richarlison is going to be playing up front most likely, and also they got Bernard, who's a fantastic player. I'm not sure who the player in the DM, I think it's Guy. I'm not sure if he's fit or not, and I think it's Davies. I'm not 100% sure. Don't hold me on that. But just in general, very strong team from back to front. Of course, they play beautiful football. They keep the ball on the ground, and you've seen if any team plays beautiful football against United, how much we struggle. So I'm a bit concerned going into this game. Like I said, if we do lose this game, we're looking at 11th position, which is absolutely shambolic, and it's quite embarrassing for personally. But I'm going to stick to the positives and what we can do to hurt them. For me personally, if we go for the mid 3-3 that we have, I personally think we can outplay them in the middle of the park. Technically, we've got more ability than them in the middle of the park. We've got Pogba, we've got Pereira, we've got Fred, who are fantastic ball playing midfielders. We need to pass the ball quickly through the middle of the park. The transition from back to front has to be quicker. Lindelof, for me personally, is fantastic on the ball. So we do actually have an out ball. It's just a matter of the midfielders are willing to get the ball off Lindelof and transition it quickly. At the moment, Matic is the one receiving it from Lindelof, hence why the movement from the back to front is too slow and it's too stagnated. All the players in front of them have to take responsibility. The Martials, the Lukakus, the Rashfords, there's not enough movement off the ball to try and find space. I don't know if that's a lack of confidence. In particular, Lukaku and Rashford, I don't think they do enough to try and get into a position that they can receive the ball, either be on a run or to feed. Lukaku tends to want the ball over the top consistently, which at the moment is not really working because teams are giving us that space. Against Everton, I would imagine we're going to get more space. So I would love to see the balls being hit into the channels to Lukaku to run onto, because that's when he's playing at his strengths. I feel like when he's receiving the ball at his feet, it's no brainer. He seems to struggle there. So we need to get the balls so Lukaku can run onto, make like a through ball basically, or into the channels. Same with Rashford. We need to encourage our wingers to try and run in behind as consistent as possible throughout the game. That's another thing they don't do enough of, and that's one of my criticisms for Martial. Yes, he's fantastic on the ball, but his movement off the ball can improve massively. He needs to somehow run in between the lines, so from basically where the centre back and the full back are. Let me just quickly get the tactics board out. So we've got, obviously, we'll just use this as an example as the Everton defence. Just say they've got a DM there, Pogba's got the ball here, and Martial's here. Instead of making, can you see? Instead of making this run in behind here through the channel so the ball can get played in there, he doesn't do that. He'll just stay out wing and then he'll just stay here. So basically what will happen is, just say that's Lukaku, that's Pogba. The ball will get played sideways here and then get played to Martial, to his feet. But we don't want that. We want Pogba to have the ball there, and we want Martial to make this run in behind here so the ball gets played through the lines basically, so he's practically in on goal. Again, we don't see that enough. Exactly the same for Rashford. They just hug the touchdown, which is fine. We need to give width, but I want them to make that run in here, basically through the centre back and the full back, so the ball can get played into. Pogba is more than capable of hitting that pass. It's just whether they can obviously consistently do that. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. It just seems like we don't do that enough. I want us to get in behind and really push them back. Again, that would benefit other players. It gives Lukaku space because the defence is going to have to push back. Gives him more time on the ball. Other players such as Fred, Matt, if he's playing, gives them more space. It's basically what Theo Walcott does for Sigurdsson. Pushes the defence back, so it gives Sigurdsson more space in the middle of the park. That's kind of what we need to do from our wingers and our attacking players. And also just the link-up play in general. With my midfield three, you're going to see quick one-touch passes, and again, I think that's what's going to be beneficial to us. My score prediction for this game, to be honest with you, I'm struggling to see us win. I know that sounds absolutely dire because we are the team at home, so we should really be confident going to this, but I'll be lying to say if I'm confident going to this game, because Everton are a good team. A lot of Man United fans are underestimating them, but for me personally, I think they're a good team and they're definitely a better form than we currently are. So for that reason, I'm just going to say a 1-1 draw. We have to win this game, make no mistake about it, because either way we're probably going to be looking at 11th position. Honest to God, I would just sack him after this game regardless, but I know that's never going to happen. I don't want us to lose for him to get sacked, because like I said, if we lose, the season's literally over. I know it's pretty much over now anyways, but there is a bit of hope that we can salvage something, because Arsenal have got a hard game next week as well, so they're going to drop points as well. So if we were to win this game, they're not going to sack him if we win, but just hypothetically speaking, if we were to win and he got sacked, you know, there would be a potential that we could catch up to the team just because they've got harder games coming up, whilst we've got, bar Man City, we've got winnable games coming up. But yeah, that's my opinion. I'm going to say 1-1 draw. Hopefully I'm wrong and we get the flipping 3 points. I know a couple of people say 4-0, 3-0, but that's a bit too ambitious for me personally. Anyways, I'm going to say Lukaku gets a goal against his old club, and I think Sigurdsson will score for them, probably a set piece. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave your comments in the comment section, drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Apart from that, take care. Come on United! Come on!